Hi, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of Making a Slasher. I am Mike Conway.
And I'm Michael Tolbert. And over the next year, we're going to be making a slasher film all on our own.
I'm writing and directing.
I'm producing and acting.
And since we'll be creating this love letter to slasher films over the next year, we decided to create a series to highlight the intricacies of making a horror film.
Now, not only will we be documenting the aspects of making a horror film, we'll also be diving into the films that inspired us when we were growing up.
And with it being Christmas Eve and all, we decided to do a countdown of our top 5 holiday horror films.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
Number 5, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Now, this film takes place over several years. It first picks up with the young boy Billy, whose parents are brutally murdered in front of him on Christmas Eve. It then picks up with him living in an orphanage, being abused by Mother Superior, and being tormented by her, even to the point of having to sit on a Santa Claus's lap. Now, did I mention the Santa Claus is the one who actually murdered his parents? We then pick up with Billy when he is 18 years old. And after being made to put on the Santa Claus outfit, he kind of loses touch with reality and begins killing off, well, everyone that he comes into contact with. Mike, what did you think about Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Alright, so this is one that I didn't see right away when I was younger. When I was younger, I used to go to this one video store and I'd pick out every single horror film I'd see, but this one, I don't know why I skipped it. And I had mixed feelings about it, and the reason why I am having it on this list over something that should be higher, like Christmas Evil or anything like that, is mainly the first half hour of this film is so incredible, like building up like our killer, like the reason why he's doing these things, and it kind of makes you feel sympathetic towards him. So I
agree with that. I feel like at the beginning of the film there's a lot of character development, which I really responded well to, because with characters such as like Michael Myers, there's not really a backstory. Like, you don't feel any compassion for him. Same with Jason and same with Freddy. So with Billy, you do feel for him. You feel for him a lot. And I just, like I said, I really responded well to the character development.
The reason why it's lower on this list is because what happens after all that character development. All the kills just seem really unnecessary, and you don't feel for any of these characters. Like pretty much every single character that he comes across after he goes full nutso is pointless, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't drive the story. And I'm not into, I'm not really into watching these things for the story. I'm watching it for the fun, but also I kind of want to know exactly what's going on. It just felt
I have to agree with you on that. Once he loses touch with reality and he starts killing everyone off, it made sense why he was killing people off when he first started killing people in the department store. That made total sense to me. But then, it goes to some random couple who, she's babysitting and she's got her boyfriend over. It's the cliche, horror movie thing. But at the same time, all of those characters, including the department store characters, I cannot tell you their names. And I just recently watched this film again. So the fact...
Yeah, I don't know anybody's name in this movie except for Billy and his brother.
And
but not only just because of the whole Mother Superior, just because of the whole garbage day thing. But I couldn't tell you anything else about these characters. It's just like I said, that first 30 minutes. Perfect.
I have to agree with you on that.
All right, on to the next one. Number 4, Better Watch Out. This one's about a babysitter who must defend a 12-year-old boy from intruders, only to discover it is far from a normal home invasion.
You know what I really loved about this film is that when I first saw the trailer for it, I thought it was something else entirely from what it actually is. And I don't want to give any of the spoilers away, but I just found it to be completely phenomenal, to the point where I was like, I almost wanted to spoil it for myself and go ahead and read like this.
No, don't spoil anything about this
I'm not
movie.
going to spoil it.
No, man, from watching the trailers for it even, I totally went to this thing expecting something else, and so I sat down with my wife one night. We went to watch this movie, and she's all like scared, and so was I. Like, it got kind of tense. There's some moments in there. It's like, oh, look at that in the corner. And then this movie took a hard 180, and it goes into a completely different direction. And I can't recommend this movie.
Yeah, I can't either. As a storyteller, I really love the fact that there is a lot of character development. You actually feel for the characters, even for the characters who, get nixed in the film. Like, you care for them, and
yeah, everybody.
Yeah, and they could easily be like these 3-dimensional characters that you just don't care about. And that, again, it's just not the case. Like, you feel for every single one. Now, something that I found very interesting about this film is the fact that, like, it looks like, typical American, you would think that this house would be right down the road. When I was doing my homework on it, because I'm a dork and I like to know where films are made at, I found out it was actually made in Australia. And
oh, nice.
A lot of the actors are Australian. But when you watch the film, you think this is an American film. I mean, it is an American film, but you would never, ever know that, like, these are Australian actors. They're filming in Australia. And so I just found that to be like, whoa, mind blown.
Yeah, it was also pretty cool to see the 2 actors from The Visit in the movie, which is another movie I really love.
And didn't they play brother and sister in that film?
Yeah, they're brother and sister in that one, but this one they're not
yeah, they're not related, but they do have a couple of very genuine moments in that film.
Yes, definitely. I almost don't want to talk about this movie anymore. Please go watch this movie whenever you're done watching this video. Let's go on to the next one.
Number 3, Krampus. Krampus is about a young boy who's having a terrible Christmas, and because of that, he accidentally summons this evil, demonic Santa. So, Mike, what did you think about the film?
I loved every single moment of this movie. I honestly, if this was my personal list, it would be skyrocketed almost to the very first stop. But everything about this film is great. Like, the acting is great, the music's great, the set pieces, the creature designs, everything about it's wonderful.
The fact that they got Toni Collette to come on and be in this film, like, says a lot. I'm such a huge fan of Toni Collette.
Oh, she's wonderful.
And when I saw this film, I actually saw it in the theaters during the day, and I still got freaked out. And I was, like, the only person in the theater, too. And I was, like, I had to go to the restroom. And, of course, like, I had to go to the restroom, like, midway through the film. And I'm like, I don't want to move because, first off, I'm scared. And second off, I want to know what's going to happen. And, I mean, it was just such a roller coaster. And, I feel like they have the right amount of jump scares in there that really, like, get me to go, like, oh, crap, I can't believe that just got me. But then, like, they really torment you in a sense. Like, at least I felt tormented when I was watching it. So.
Yeah, it took me a good minute to see this one. Like, I love Michael Dougherty. Trick or Treat is also an incredible film. but when it came out, I don't know if it was just because of there was everything Krampus at that time, so I didn't know if it was just going to be almost like jumping the shark of Krampus films. So I finally sat down and watched it, and I couldn't get it out of my head. And there's one scene with these gingerbread men, and right when that happened, I was like, "This is going to be an all timer for me."
Mm-hmm. Now, I will also say on that note, because I remember distinctly all of the Krampus films that came out right along with this film. But I will say that I think that they were more of an imitation of Krampus that came out. Because those films were straight to DVD. The quality wasn't as good. The acting wasn't as good. So, and the stories just were not there. It seemed like they were telling the exact same stories over and over. So, I really, out of all the Krampus films that I have seen, I will say this is definitely like top notch, my number one.
Yeah, Michael Dougherty is a new national treasure.
Can I hold him?
Sure. I don't see why not. He seems to like you. Great. Thanks a lot.
Sorry. What's in that jar?
Nothing, just water.
Why is he making that noise?
All right, number 2, the 1984 classic, Gremlins. Gremlins is about a boy who inadvertently breaks 3 important rules concerning his new pet and unleashes a horde of malevolently mischievous monsters on a small town. Gremlins. All right, so what did you think of that one?
Gremlins, like, always freaked me out. But it was one of those films that, like, when I watched, I also felt a little safe. Just because, like, Gizmo was Gizmo was the heart of the film, and so you have all this like chaos going on around him, but I just always felt like I knew he was going to save the day.
Mm-hmm.
I also felt like the film, I don't really see it as a horror film. I see it more as a stress film. Like, it just stresses me out with these little critters running around, making messes everywhere. I, like, am such a neat freak, and the fact that, like, they're trashing everything, just, like, I mean, it just tears my nerves up. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the only thing that really scared me about Gremlins is the famous monologue by Phoebe Cates about her dad going down the chimney. That's the only thing that really.
Yes.
Whenever I saw this when I was younger, that's the only part that seriously bothered me, and it's probably also the reason why I preferred Gremlins 2 over this one. But as a whole, like, the reason why this is above Krampus is because when I first watched Krampus, I was like, this movie reminds me of Gremlins. And it reminds me of something I would watch when I was younger. And so, yeah, now when I watch it, it does bring me back to a spot of when I was younger. I mean, there's really no reason why we should rank the scene any lower. I mean, everyone knows Gremlins. Everyone knows it's an incredible film. And it really does deserve to be on this spot.
Mm-hmm. And I will say with that monologue haunted the heck out of me. I watched this movie when I was a kid, and recently rewatched it because I knew that it had made our list.
Mm-hmm.
But in that time, and I mean, it's probably been a good 15 years since I've watched the film. That monologue stuck with me, and it always haunted me, and so. I have to agree with you on that. It's a testament to the story. It's also a testament to her performance. So I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah, I think now's the right time to show that movie to my son. He's 6 right now. I think that's around the time when I first watched. No, actually, I was a little younger when I watched it. But yeah, I think it's about the right time.
I think Owen can handle it.
Oh yeah, he can totally handle it.
I mean, not to spoil anything, but he wants to be the killer in the feature film that we're about to do.
He is.
If that says anything.
Oh, more spoilers. He's devastated to know he's not the killer in this movie. But
now, a fun little fact that I learned when I was watching Gremlins again, I just like to research, so I'm constantly going to IMDb, looking up the trivia, and I found out that, well, according to IMDb, that, alright, so help me say this name, Mogwai? Mogwai?
Mogwai.
So that is Chinese for devil. So it says everything right there when you're like, this is a magpie, or however you say it.
Yeah, they're little.
They
they're
are little
devils.
devils. Little mischievous devils. Now for our number one pick. This was actually quite easy for us to agree on, and that is Black Christmas. Now, Black Christmas takes place over the Christmas break at a sorority house, and one by one, the sorority sisters go missing. So, Mike,
Yes, Mike. Gold.
question for you. Did you see the original Black Christmas first, or did you see the remake first?
Guess what?
What?
I've never seen the remake.
You've
No, I've never seen the remake. So I've obviously seen the first one first.
Well, good. I mean, that's a good thing. The remake is, it's a bit cheesy, but it has some phenomenal actresses in it. Michelle Trachtenberg, Lacey Chabert, Mary Winston, I think that's her name.
Yeah, she's in that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and she's from North Carolina, so like so many props. But our number one pick is actually the original 1974 film. Now, a lot of people think that Halloween started the craze of the boogeyman, and I do love Halloween. It's my favorite series, but it was actually Billy the Killer in Black Christmas that really started the serial killer slasher kind of trend. Even though I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out the same year, did it not? I think so.
Well, I think that Black Christmas was the one that kind of started that formula that Halloween followed. Obviously, it's not the first slasher film that would go to something like Psycho or Peeping Tom, but yeah, this one is definitely an all timer.
Mm-hmm. Now, what was your favorite part about the film? What made it stick out to you the most?
The killer never gets caught. Spoilers. Spoilers for a 1974 film. The cinematography is great in it. All the acting is great in it. Like the opening shot is a huge inspiration to me that you might see later. I just love how like you can see like the killer just going. I don't know, everything, man. I love everything. I can't say one bad thing about it.
Mm-hmm. And I like the fact that as much as I love films that have this nice ending with the the bow attached to it, I really do like the fact that there isn't this solid ending,
Mm-hmm.
Because in reality we don't always have these happy endings.
No.
We have very grim endings most of the time. So I really did respond well to that. And it's just so haunting. It's just a very haunting film.
It's a very haunting film, especially from the guy who would go on to create the Christmas classic, with Christmas Story.
Now, for a fun little fact, Andrea Martin, who played Phyllis in the original film, actually plays the house mother in the remake. So I thought that was really cool.
Oh, really?
They were able to get her back to do the film. I feel like it gave a little bit of a nod to the remake. And not that it really needed it, but it just, whenever you have someone who is from the original films come back and just give that little nod, it's like it gives that street cred, and it boosts the film, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of really pumping me up to go see the remake, Black Xmas.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's Michelle Trachtenberg's in it. I love Michelle Trachtenberg, so. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in tonight as we listed our top 5 favorite holiday horror films. Make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell button beside the subscribe button in order to get notified every time we post a video. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook at Making a Slasher. Mike, where can we find your personal accounts?
I am on the Twitters at Mike Conway 126 and on Instagram at mconway83.
And you can find me on Instagram at Michael Tolbert and on Twitter at Michael K. Tolbert.
What's the K stand for?
Keith.
Keith. Oh yeah, I knew that.
Mm-hmm. You should. I mean, what kind of friend are you if you don't know?
I knew that. I don't know. I mean, I know that, but they don't know that.
All right, guys. We will talk to you very, very soon.
Merry
Bye now.
Christmas.